Hi, welcome to Whole Gourmet Natural Cooking. Today we're going to make a delicious Israeli salad and take advantage of summer's bounty of these wonderful heirloom tomatoes that I got at the farmer's market. And sometimes we might pass up these heirloom tomatoes because they're a little bit different colored than regular commercial tomatoes. But you're at a disadvantage if you pass these up because they're just wonderfully delicious. They're very ripe. The colors may suggest, if you saw one of these at a commercial grocery store, you might think that it's not ripe. You see how it's kind of light in color, but really when you break this thing open, it's really juicy. It's perfectly ripe. When you touch it, it's very, very soft. So we're going to make a cucumber, onion, tomato Israeli salad with this. And I'm going to show you how to dice up a tomato. So this is a tomato knife. You can see that it's got some open, empty spaces here right in the blade. And those are air pockets that just allow the knife to cut through a nice, ripe, soft tomato without squishing the whole thing. You also have a serrated edge that does the same. It acts on the same purpose. It just kind of slices it. You can kind of slice into it without squishing the tomato. It also has a piercing fork at the end to kind of grab whatever you're needing. But you don't have to have a tomato knife to cut a tomato, obviously. But I would recommend, if you don't have one of those, to at least get a small serrated knife, again, so to have that action of slicing without squishing your tomato. But you can get a tomato knife for really inexpensively. This one was only about $12 to $15 at a cookware store, so it shouldn't be a problem to run out and get one. You can also use it for slicing soft cheese. So let's start with our tomato here, and let's take out this stem, and then we're going to slice right through the stem end, making two halves. Put one aside. Put the cut side down onto the table, and what you're going to do is you're going to make your first cut is going to be a horizontal cut. So you have one. See how I use that nice serrated edge? You're not going to go all the way to the end. You're going to leave a little bit of the tomato intact at the end to hold it all together. Another cut right above that. Depending on how big you want your dice, you can make this smaller or bigger, depending on what your purpose is. So I have 3 or 4 or 5 horizontal slices here. Then I'm going to turn it away from me. I'm going to make some crosswise cuts. Again, I'm using that serrated edge, and it's holding together intact with this stem end that I've kept in place. See how nice and soft that is? And my final cuts, I'm going to turn the stem end away from me again, and we're going to slice through crosswise to make our dice. And I just go all the way to the end, and I can either toss out that stem end or I can chop it up and throw it in the salad bowl. And let's do the same with the onions. So I just peeled back the skin here, and it's going to be the same exact cut that we did with the tomato. I don't need that serrated edge or anything. I'm just going to do my horizontal cuts, slicing through. I can just do a kind of a swipe at the end if I want to, leaving the whole onion intact, about 1/4 of an inch or so on the stem side. And then I can turn it towards me and just slice on through into the onion. And then I turn it stem side away again, and then I just make my horizontal cut, or I'm sorry, crosswise cut, to get a nice even dice. And we'll just toss that right into the bowl with the tomatoes, and then we'll do the same with the cucumber. So let's dice our cucumber too. You do that in a little bit of a different way as you would the one of more rounder vegetables like tomatoes and onions. So what I would do first is I just slice this in half lengthwise so I have two nice halves that can put cut side down so they hold and they're sturdy. And then the next thing that I'll do is I'll take one of my halves and I'm just going to make little strips, maybe a 1/4 inch or so, depending on how large of a dice you want. So you have nice strips here. And then I'm going to slice the strips again, and you can stack them up if you want to make it easier, so that I have now kind of a nice log pile of cucumber. And then I'll just stack it up, make my pile, and then go right down the crosswise cut to make the dice. So we've got our beautiful salad here. We've got 2 tomatoes, half a cucumber, half of a red onion. Now it just needs a little bit of dressing. Very simple. A little bit of salt, you know, be your own guide for that. And then some lemon juice, maybe about a half of a lemon. But you want those flavors to come up, and the lemon juice will do that. And of course we need a little bit of olive oil as well to give it a nice rich flavor. Again, a tablespoon or 2, whatever, it's up to you. And then last but not least, we're going to snip a little bit of this cilantro. You can use parsley, cilantro, any kind of herb that you find at the farmer's market or the organic market. Mix it right up, and it's good to go. Perfect for potlucks or parties, or wonderful late summer afternoon snack to kind of cool you off in your Indian summer. Thanks for watching my Whole Gourmet cooking video. You can find the recipe on my blog at www.wholegourmet.com/blog. You can also sign up for my natural cooking e-letter. Happy cooking!